Okay, this is the second recording for the multidimensional analysis exercise, and we were trying to filter for 2010 and 2011. So originally we had the material and we had all of the years. So let me undo these steps. We have 2008, 9, 7, 8, 9, 2010, and 11. And the purpose now is to see how e-bikes is doing compared to all of the other bikes. So I'm going to choose 2010 and 2011. And at the previous recording, it wasn't able to do that, but I restarted the query, and now when you right click, now you can filter by member. And SAP is very famous for these kind of errors, is that something that is expected to work would not work at one point. So all you have to do is just like restart again. And now we want to select only 10 and 11, and that will give you that view. In the previous recording, we also created a compact display in rows, which means that I can expand or roll up the different product categories. So by rolling it up, I can see where e-bikes is. It's actually second below or third after accessories and trend bikes in terms of lowest sale. So, well, I have just introduced that product, and first year it did 1.5 million, but then in 2011 I dipped a little bit to 1.484 million. So again, I created a new sheet as I told you. So now I'm gonna, you can, and if it happens to you, I hope that it will not. If it happens, then you will have to create two Excel sheets. So now we will create a copy. Hold the control key, drag the sheet to the right. Now it's not letting me do it. So this is Q5. And if I want to take away accessories altogether from the product category, so I'm going to filter the product category to only show the bikes. You can do that, or you can actually add the division . And now our actual software freeze. It's not letting me do anything, so I'm gonna wait for a few seconds and see if it will respond. Okay, so we'll have to start for the third time. And it tells you there is a problem, so it wants to restart. Okay, I'm gonna close it all together. But I don't want you to be discouraged from these steps, because in every new software, I mean, like a business objects has been introduced lately. So every new software will have some problems, and that's just the nature of software. So don't be discouraged or deterred by that. And again, you have saved your previous sheet, so there shouldn't be a problem like continuing. If you have to repeat just a few steps, that's fine. Okay, so we know we have filtered, well, we have changed the view to where country is swapped with calendar year, and then we filtered for just Germany, and we added the product. Last step that we did was to add the product and the material, and we wanted to just filter for 2010 and 2011. So we chose these and we said filter by member, and we chose 10 and 11. And the reason we are doing this is we want to see how the e-bike is doing, and if to get a better view, I really don't need all of these materials. I just want to focus on the bikes. So for the material, I'm going to you can either filter by bikes and you choose, but these are too many. We can filter by the product category, and again I can deselect accessories and choose everything else. And now you can see how the e-bikes is doing compared to the rest. So a better view would be to condense the display, so the rows are actually rolled up. You don't see the details. If you want to see the details, all you have to do is just click on the plus sign and it will show the details for you. I can also sort in descending order so that I see which is more profitable for me. So the touring bike is definitely my best product, and e-bikes is because it's just been introduced. I have a good revenue, but not as good, of course, as my already established products. And I'm a bit concerned with the fact that in 2011 I lost a bit of the revenue. So that's something that you may want to look at. We can introduce the division, and that's where it actually stopped last time. And see here the division now. I can see that the division is BI, so that's the bicycles, and I can see that my products are just the bikes. I can move the division underneath the product or move it up. So it's just easy as dragging it up or down. Okay, so that should be your question. Q6. We want you to move the division to the background filter. And now it's giving me the same error as before. And it freezes. It freezes again. But anyway, I think you have now a good idea of what you need to be doing. It's very straightforward. So let us start one more time. Okay. We'll quickly create that last one. So we want calendar year to be under the columns. The country should be under, first it was under the rows, and then we moved it to the background filter and added the division, the product category, and the material. It's showing asterisks because I still have not filtered for country. So I'm gonna only show Germany. And now I have all of these values in there. I want to also filter for division. And take out the accessories, so only to show the bikes. So here are my bikes, and if I want, as we said, it's only the e-bike was just introduced in 2010 and 11, so I'm going to filter for 2010 and 11. Okay, and if you also choose compact display in rows, then you can see how the e-bikes is doing compared to the other one. So right now the e-bikes, well, you can also sort in descending. The e-bikes is second, second in terms of the lowest revenue, and we said that it has dipped in 2011 and 11. So if I look at my background filter, I see that I have filtered for bicycles, and I'm only looking at Germany, and that all of the materials are showing and all of the product categories that I'm selling are shown. So that's your question 6. Now, if we want, instead of showing revenue as an absolute number, we want to show it as a percentage contribution to the revenue. So I want to see how each particular product is contributing to the total revenue. So I'm going to click inside of any one cell for revenue. You have to remember that if you create a copy of the sheet, to go back to the original sheet in order to do any additional calculations. So now I'm under revenue, and I'm gonna click on calculations and add a dynamic calculation and choose percentage contribution. So now I know that my bikes actually contribute 50% of my total revenues in 2011 and almost 50% to 2010. If I want to look at e-bikes in particular, they are just contributing almost 3% to my total revenue. Now people are saying why this is like 100, that you're only showing 2010 and 2011, and both of them would add up to the 100. So 2010 had almost half, and 2011 again had the other half. So if you're comparing 2010 2011, almost the same, just a little bit of improvement in 2011. Now, looking at an individual product, e-bikes, for example, contribute 3% of your total revenue in 2010 or 11. So together it contributed almost 6%. So I'm gonna add that. As my Q7, and go back to sheet. And I'm gonna switch off the display as hierarchy. So now I see everything, and I want to sort the revenue by in descending order. So I'm gonna click inside and sort. It's right now in descending. So the next thing that you want to do is to see how you are doing in terms of each individual month. So you want to add the month to the calendar year. So it's instead of having just the calendar years, I want to see also the month. So now I know that in January, these were my sales. If we don't want to look at the revenue per se, and we want just the contribution margin, we are going to take revenue out. And leave the percentages, so now you can tell in each month how much is each individual material is contributing. And they also want you to take out the product category. So that's exactly the view, that you're trying to find out how each material or how much each particular product that you're selling contributes in terms of percentage of the revenue. So I'm going to copy that sheet, and it should be Q8. And remember to always go back to your first sheet. I just like seems like I just copied. I changed the name of the sheet, so let's see. Yeah, it's just moving the sheet. Okay, so here is my sheet, and now we want to actually analyze for the US. So that's the first part of the exercise. The second part of the exercise is looking at the US. And we know, as we said when we looked, that we had a sharp decline in revenue in 2008 and 2009, and that was because of the recession. So let's see now if we can generate the view that they want us to have for the US. They actually want you to go back and reconnect again. So you may want like to save that Excel sheet as and I will just add the 2 to the extension. And I will close it. I'm done with Germany. You may want like to call the first one Germany 1 or Germany 2, or if you don't experience the same problems that I created, you may want like to just call them Germany and then create another one for the US. And here is the US. Here is the original thing, so we are going to filter for just the US. Now, if they want you to exchange the country with the customer. So they want you to go and right click and filter and swap. Actually not there. Let's see. Filter members and swap with customer. And now you can see that instead of just like focusing on the country as a whole, I'm able to actually look at my customers, and they tell you to swap the axis. So have the calendar year under the columns and the customer under the rows. So I'm able to get a better view, and they want you to move measures from rows to background filter. And you want to sort the revenue in descending order. So we know that Baytown or B-Town is our best customer, followed by Silicon Valley, and the lowest is really Furniture City Bikes. Okay, they also want you to open the attributes for customer and to add location. So under customer, you can see you have location in there, and they want you to drag location to the rows. So now I can see where which city or which location I should focus on or is contributing the most in terms of my revenue. So they want you to filter for Silicon Valley bikes and B-Town bikes in Boston, and the years 2009 to 2011. So okay, so I'm gonna filter for B-Town and Silicon Valley. And I will add the calendar year month instead of calendar year. So now I can see and again, just like because we added it. That's not the best efficient way. We should have filtered by year and left the year in there. But anyway. So I'm seeing now the 2009. So your column should show calendar year month, and your rows should show the customers and the attribute location and only B-Town and Silicon Valley. And your background filter should be the years 2009, 10, and 11, and the country is the United States, and the measure is the revenue. So let's make sure that these are exactly what we have. Yes, we only need to add the calendar year to the background filter. It's not letting us do it. Yeah, we have the 2009, 10, and 11. So everything looks fine. You want to save that sheet as US1. Or you can continue question 7. I'm gonna stop the recording for this one because I don't want it to be long. It takes a long time for it to upload, and I will start the line chart in a third